Yo, what's up, everybody? Tipsy Podcast back at you again. We're live in the studio. We like to work with just different locations. As you can tell, we're really versatile. So that's one thing about the Tipsy Podcast is that we like to do things different. But of course, with me, my boy Brett here with me, my co-pilot, my partner in crime, you name it. What did you say last time? My Kamala Harris to my Joe Biden. That was a good one.
Yeah, baby.
It. But yeah, we definitely had to touch tips, man. And I know my boy doesn't really have to talk about this, but I had to bring it up again. It was Brett's birthday a couple days ago, so we're celebrating tomorrow. Oh, it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
So when this
That's
drops,
how often we don't talk about it.
Yeah, but when this drops, it'll be his birthday. So I'm just saying, speaking into the future, we want to celebrate life and just say, man, I'm glad you're here, and we're gonna keep on pushing the podcast forward. But happy birthday to you, brother.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother.
Okay, and not bad. Ultra Paradise.
Yeah,
I swear. So check it out. You know what's crazy? So I went to the store, and this is just kind of starting off into this episode. Just it's a random topic. There's so many energy drinks, and I asked myself, like, how many people die from heart attacks from this stuff? Because it's so they put it out there like, oh, there's so many varieties, so many flavors, and I don't know. I mean, it's like choosing candy. Like, which one do I want today?
Yeah.
Like back in the day, it was just you only used to see like a handful of them. Now it's like they have a whole lineup.
I know. And what do you have a favorite one?
Well, I like to go with these because they have different flavors. Of course, that's what we're talking about, right? But the sugar-free ones, the
sugar-free monsters.
Sugar-free monster. I think that's my go-to.
Okay. Yeah. And so there's two that I like. There's one, I think Rockstar makes one. It's a pina colada one.
Yes.
Oh man, in the summer. And then but Red Bull makes a coconut berry one.
Coconut. Oh, really?
It's in a white can. Really good. But Monster, hey, I drink that on the regular.
On the regular, yeah. And it's bad though, man. Like, I mean, when you don't have them for a couple of weeks, you can just feel the jitteriness, and it's like, damn, that's how crazy that has affecting your body. I know it's a random topic, but I was just thinking about it today, looking at all the flavors I'm like, dude, it's wild how much of the stuff they sell out there.
It's amazing. And then I remember when they first started, there was just a few. There was Lost. I remember Lost because I loved Lost. And then I remember drinking Monster one day, and I'm like, hey, that tastes like Lost. And then all of a sudden, Lost went out of business. And then I think it was a Monster that bought Lost and bought the flavor, took it on as their own.
Do you remember one called Sobe?
I loved Sobe.
Well, they're still out there, but I think they were one of the very few ones that had an energy drink. It was called Adrenaline.
Oh, I didn't even know they had one.
That one was my favorite. That one was the one that got me into energy drinks. It was like a citrusy taste. It was almost like a sour orange flavor. You don't see them anymore. I low-key one day went on eBay to see if they sell them, and they do. But I'm like, dude, how they're gonna be so expired? It's gonna make me sick. So I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna even toy with
Okay,
that.
what about Sparks? Did you ever drink a Sparks?
Dude, yeah. So it was Sparks. What else were there? There's that Four Loko back in the days, dude. Were those things really that bad?
I don't know. I mean, we drank Sparks, and they taste like garbage to me. So that's why I didn't really drink them, and I didn't really need to feel like I needed to get amped up.
They were so high on the alcohol percentage that it was wild. Like, I think one could get you pretty lit. I'm like, dude, and I remember, dude, we were buying by the case. Obviously, it was legal, because we were over the age limit, quote unquote. But dude, no, it was like one of the drinks. That and like back in the days, like MD 2020. They used to call
wine?
No, they used to call it like Mad Dog, but people found out it was actually called just MD 2020.
But isn't that wine? I thought that was like homeless people wine. The only people I've ever seen drink MD 2020 was homeless
sipping
people.
On that,
and I guess your crew.
No, but it was like a really common drink. Like in the house party days, they were drinking that. It was that one and this other one. I forgot the name, dude. There's so many, but I know MD 2020 was like the one that I've seen most of the time because they had different flavors, of course, as all
Yeah.
And it was crazy. That was like one of the drinks, but. I mean, that's funny that you're saying it is homeless. Now that I think about it, yeah, I think it is because you do see people drinking.
I see a lot of MD 2020 bottles under bridges. I'm just saying that and crack pipes
and needles, dude. Yeah. So, dude, one quick topic I want to throw out there. Did you hear about Lady Gaga's dogs got stolen?
Dude, her French bulldog stolen at gunpoint, right?
Yeah, dude, they shot the guy. Didn't they shoot the guy?
Who shot the guy?
The guy that stole the dogs.
Yeah, I think so. They shot.
Dude, well, that's what's nuts, man. I mean, and that's what's crazy. I've been hearing a lot about these dog abductions. Like it's a lot more common than what we think, because obviously like French bulldogs is a really expensive breed. And I mean, dude, she was forking out $500,000 for you to bring back a dog. I'm like, shit.
So did this dog speak French?
I don't know.
Is that what
I mean,
when it barks, barks in French?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it could sing. I don't know. But it's the attachment that she holds to those dogs. I could just tell that she was willing to like fork over big money. And luckily, of course, they got returned to her, so they're safe and all that. But homeboy had to go down and get one to the leg or wherever he got shot at. But
so he didn't die.
No, he didn't die. No, he was just injured. Yeah. And she was saying that he was like a real life hero, but it's like, well, he was just like your dog walker. So I don't know that. How does that apply to being a hero? But hey, either way, as long as nobody got killed or nothing like that, that's cool, But damn, that's crazy to think that you're just walking your dogs and you get popped.
That's the thing. Like, we just live in crazy times. Like you just never know, because you could be doing anything, and that's why I don't put a lot of personal information out there, because it's like, oh, okay, he just got paid. Oh, it's time to run up on this fool,
Definitely. I think, isn't like the rule, like in songs, that you say you want to look less like you're not rich and just look like you're normal, whatever?
I don't know. I just always follow Bill Gates. Like, when he looks like trash, I'm like, I'm doing it.
Dude, he's rich when he's not just doing anything. And that's funny, because I saw a meme out there in the interwebs that they were saying, you got all these people that are flaunting, like, they have like the diamond chains and the Gucci, the Louis Vuitton, and you have Bill Gates just wearing something just normal, like khakis and just a shirt, and it's crazy. But his bank account,
I like to stack my riches in the background. Well, no, I think that like you look at when you go shopping, maybe it's just me because I'm old. Maybe I'm just old, and I don't need to show off for people. Or maybe I don't want to attract that type of attention anyway.
Yeah.
But when I'm out shopping, I really like. I like Kohl's so much, because they have a lot of clothes that don't even have brands. Like, I love hey, we rocking the Cube. My boy Eddie dropped some Ice Cube on me.
Yeah.
And he's got me my drink. Got me a hat. I mean, dude, just coming in on my birthday. Just roll it in. Yeah.
Things that you can resemble to you, because obviously, like, of course, like he was talking about the Funkos, like the Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
It's because it's comedy. We love to laugh. There's little, like, what is it? Resemblances to little things that I got you, obviously with the Ice Cube, because we were talking about West Side Connection on the past previous episode, talking about that. So it's like, it goes all the hand in hand.
That was supposed to be my first concert I've ever went to.
Really?
Was West Side Connection. They were playing in Bozeman, Montana, and then they canceled it.
I bet you were like,
we drove all the way to Bozeman, and then there was just this little photocopied paper on the wall saying canceled.
Canceled in small
font.
font.
Just like, man, we got to go back. So I think I didn't listen to West Side Connection for about a year after that. I was so pissed.
C-Cube, you got to make it up to us, man.
Yeah.
My boy, at least, he's a big fan. So am I too. So yeah. No, but it's man. But what were we talking about before we got to that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. We were talking about, let's see, no brands. The riches.
Yes. Kohl's. We were talking about Kohl's.
Yes.
Okay, how you say that there's no brand. Dude, same with me. As you can tell, and probably you could tell as well, the people that are watching our videos, I always wear like plain gray, black shirts. Because I'm just like not really a brand. Like before, maybe when I was younger, but now it's like just regular sneaks, Vans, jeans, plain shirts.
Make it simple.
Too simple. That's what it's all about.
Simple.
And I think to me, it's like, it's just gotten to that point, I really rather invest my stuff or my money in general into something that's really gonna, benefit me in some way. You know what I'm saying?
I tell my wife all the time, and I mean anybody, I'll tell you guys, I just want to retire before it's time to retire. You know what I mean? I don't want to be working my whole life. And so there's just so many things that I do in the background that I'm just like, I'm just preparing for that future. I'm just preparing for that exit. So
that's the truth.
So if I got to do more stuff in the background and less on the forefront by no brands and getting the cheaper, getting the whatever, then that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
So
word. I agree with that, man. I think we're in that era of, nowadays everything's made so easy to have a side hustle or to do something that could take you to that higher level. And I think that's kind of where I mean, we've been talking about it off the pod, just like, you know, what are ways we can definitely, you know, have that, you know, money just pouring on the side without having us to like, quote unquote, retire when we're 60, you know?
Yeah.
Like I just don't see that. And it's crazy because like, isn't it wild? Like back in the days, that was kind of like the idea, kind of like, you know, okay, I'm going to work after I get out of high school, I'm going to get a career, and then I'm going to retire at so on, you know, whatever age. And it's like, you think about it, like back at that time, you never really saw the bigger picture into where, you know, we have the internet to do whatever we want to do, you know, it's like direct to consumer on whatever it is that you want to sell or whatever service you want to sell, whatever. But it's, I mean, things changed, obviously. Now it's like the more of how to adapt to that.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at too. And that's what we've been, even me and you had conversations about that as well. So I don't know, man. I mean, I feel we got something good going on with the podcast itself.
Love
and
the
it's,
podcast.
Dude, it's one of those things too, like, you know, I've told you before, it never really occurred to me to find something that I would be passionate about. And as you can tell, like with everything, guys can go back and look at all the videos. I mean, I tell you, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I was looking back at all the videos from when we started up until now, and it's beautiful to see like the evolution from back until now. But it's like, yo, I fucking like, I didn't like some of that shit, but no, good thing knowing that I actually took time to, you know, do my homework and just figure out how can we make it better. And I'm always continuously like trying to like, you know, come up with ideas to make obviously the podcast better for you folks that are watching. So it's wild, man, to see that. And it's like, and I just have something like I have a feeling, like just a gut feeling that things are only going to get better from here on out. But it's wild how that works, you know, like till now, it took me all this time to really say like, damn, I've actually found something that I like to do.
I can't wait till we put out the job offer for a producer.
Oh, dude, I know, right? And it's be crazy that we're actually gonna conduct that interview. It's like, all right, you know, let's choose from these 4 people, you know.
Yeah.
Go from there.
Show me some more leg, Steven. You know, catch a sexual harassment charge on my interview, and it's just some guy that I just thought we were just joking around with. I thought he caught the hint that it was just a joke,
and then we just see a couple police cars pulling
now
out.
All of a sudden I'm on front news page like sexual harassment. Like, dude, come on, man, that was a joke.
Hey, man, nowadays it doesn't surprise me that anybody would want to go like, they go above and beyond to get that attention to them.
Hey, man, it's all in the name of equity. I feel it.
It is wild out there. I'll tell you that right
crazy.
now, bro. It's wild.
Crazy. Also, I just want to talk a little bit about I'll talk a little bit about my birthday and really like my birthday's a weird day just because it's like something I never really celebrate myself. But then, you know, it just seems like I just get these dope people around me, you know, like you and Scott and my wife, and like you just don't let me not celebrate it.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah. But like, well, you know, when I was growing up, we had no money, and you know, we were not like, it was just me and my mom. And we were not festive, and I don't know if it was just because she didn't have the money, or if she just wasn't into it. I don't know, but it was just like, I remember my birthdays would come, and it was like so stressful of an occasion because maybe she just felt like she just had to put the effort into it and whatever, or maybe it was just because she didn't have the money or whatever. I don't know. I just remember it always being a stressful occasion. And so as I got older, I'm like, I don't, you know, like I was left with that feeling of, well, it's just going to be a burden to other people, you know, and I don't want to be a burden. And really, I have everything I want and everything I need. But then it just hasn't been, it's like these past few years where people are like I can just see that, oh, it's just them being just thoughtful, you know? I mean, it's just, so that's where it is. So I come up to my door the other day and I see this box from Scott, right? Scott's been on the pod.
Scott.
Yeah.
We need you back on the pod, brother.
And I'm opening it, you know, and and I see the little, what do you call it? What do we agree that it was a cask?
A cask.
Okay, we'll call it a cask. We couldn't debate whether it was a mini keg or a cask. We'll call it a cask. And then a little gnome.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking sick ass gnome. You can tell he's thrown it that one time, you know.
Yeah, and then I checked the mail that night, and then my wife was like, "Yeah, this is for you." And it's called a crypto candle. So she knows that I've been investing in crypto. lately, and maybe in the podcast, one of the future episodes, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But anyway, so this candle, see, you can see it, Eddie. See that little tin little thing? See the candles burning?
Yes, sir.
And there's a little container in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little tin,
a little border around it. Yeah.
So basically, when this candle burns down, there's just a little something for the people on YouTube watching. The people on audio, I'll just try to describe it best I can. But there's like a little piece of little package in there in the wax, melted in the wax, and then so you take it out, and it can be anywhere from $5 in Bitcoin to $50,000 in Bitcoin, and it better be to address, because I have my ledger, and I'll set up that Bitcoin in a minute.
Damn. So there's actual Bitcoin in there?
There, like a code for the Bitcoin. So you just would send it to the address and do all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty unique. And yeah, as an entrepreneur, I was just thinking, wow, how amazing is that? But I looked into this company. The company, I think it's like jewelry design, or I'd have to look.
Yeah.
It's tagged in a post. But anyway, they have they do other things with their candles where they melt like jewelry in their candles and whatnot. So kind of a fun thing. And so my wife did that, and just fun. Just little, those little odd things that you wouldn't think about on a normal day.
Yeah. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a really cool gift. You know what's wild too? Candles in general. So one day, I don't know whose birthday it was. I think it was one of my nieces or nephews. Candles got pretty wild. I don't know if you ever seen this. So it was a birthday. I remember that, right? So we're all gathered around the table. They got the cake in the middle, and they're putting the candles like in the middle. So we're going to, sing happy birthday, the whole shebang. I tell you what, dude, I was fucking fascinated when I saw this thing go off. So they lit it up, right? It fucking like sparkled, and then it opened up and then started spinning. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, how? Like, it evolved that much. There was just a simple, like, your number, like your age number or the number of candles, and that was it, and you blow them away. This thing was like spinning around and throwing sparkles. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I'm like, dude, we're evolving.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Even the candles, dude.
I tell you, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, oh wow, how cool is that? Like, you hide something in the candle.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about, yeah, that is a good idea, actually. Maybe I need to hide a few things in some of my candles.
Like, why do you have so many candles in your room, dude? You have like over 200.
Why are your candles in your safe next to the gun? I don't know.
Yeah. No, man, that's pretty interesting they did that. That's cool. So a code in there once it's done burning, and then it gives you the X amount, whatever, right?
Yeah. Yep. It'll reveal, how much it is. So I'm either getting another monster, or our SUV will be paid off.
Hopefully the SUV, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay. We're gonna take a quick turn on the topics, White. We're gonna go just fucking balls deep into this.
Balls deep.
Okay, Russell Wilson.
What about Russell?
Okay, so there's word, and I don't know. Again, I don't really follow sports that heavily. I wish I had my boy Brad in here so we can jive back and forth and just give us a take on like what he thinks on this, because he's a real sports nut, But apparently he is asking for a trade. And he wants out of Seattle.
Whoa.
Supposedly. I don't know. I'm just telling you from what I've read and kind of from my understanding. So the problem is, and he said this on a podcast, I believe, that he was just tired of getting sacked, and obviously the offensive line is not there to protect him and give him time to pass the ball or whatever, to make a quick decision to just get rid of it. And I can understand that, his frustration on that. But you would think, right? Like if you were the coach or the owner or whatever, like the man or the people that can make that change to where, okay, give him what he needs so we can play better and we can obviously win some fucking games. Mm-hmm. You would think they would, hear him out and like provide him, because he's the fucking quarterback,
yeah.
Right? And obviously, from what they're making it sound, is like they're not trying to give him any help. Like they're running a certain style of game. Like Pete Carroll likes to run the ball, and like when Beast Mode was here, they're just feeding the ball, get some yardage, go down to the fucking goal line. But it seems like they don't want to do anything to provide him some coverage.
Yeah,
which is wild. So that's more of the story, that he's pretty, I guess, annoyed at the fact, and he wants to. He supposedly has a list of teams that he wouldn't mind going to. One of them is the Cowboys, the Saints, and Las Vegas Raiders. off the 3. Yeah. So and the Chicago Bears.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think,
I
man?
thought that one, Mama would have had something to do with that.
Oh,
Sierra.
Sierra? Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, you need to be in LA so I
Yeah.
can do my LA thing
Yeah,
and
that's
whatever.
true. That's true.
But and to his point with the getting sacked, I think that also everyone who because when they paid him all of those millions,
Yeah.
that took away from the amount they could pay the rest of the team.
for
So I
sure.
think the rest of the team felt like they were getting sacked.
Yeah.
The nut sack.
Yeah.
know? So all it was, to me, that looks like a case of money, just that they were trying to bow down to Russell Wilson and give him what he wanted. But of course that's going to come at a cost. So
Definitely.
and he's been stale. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I didn't really watch the NFL last year. I was kind of busy and schedules didn't work and whatever. So Russell, so I didn't watch it, but from some of the highlights, I didn't really see Russell Wilson doing too much, but maybe that was just because he was getting sacked.
Yeah, I mean, he got sacked like it was an immense amount. Like it was a crazy number in the span of his career, being short, like as the starting quarterback.
Man,
it was a crazy number. But no, dude, it's insane, and I wouldn't be surprised if he win, dude. Honestly, just because there's a lot of teams that want him, and if the Seahawks definitely want to put somebody in there that fits their style of playing, like, they're going to do it, and it's going to save them money, and it'll potentially open up, for them to spend money on the offensive line. But at that point, it's like, for what? Like for depending who they get as a quarterback, I don't know, dude. It's a really tricky situation, but it's going to be interesting to see. But you know what's crazy too, though? If Wilson would have been kind of like in that thought pattern, like the fucking GOAT, and I'm going to say it out here first, and this is I guess the first time people are going to catch me saying this, Tom motherfucking Brady, when he was with the Patriots, he said, fuck it, you don't got to pay me this much, just give me my fucking people that I need, and so we can fucking win some games.
Yes.
And he did that.
That's what Brady did. Yeah.
Look what happens. Fucking how many? 7 fucking rings, dude. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on, Wilson, take some notes, bro.
Don't
I'm
be
just
so
saying.
selfish, my man.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, and they can do that, right? I'm sure they can do that. Be like, hey,
Easily.
don't give me that 10 mil. Give me at least, 4 good dudes straight out of fucking college, that can fucking block for me,
It's like Coolio said, break off something for the hood, motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Coolio. we got to take one for Coolio.
Yeah.
Gangsta's Paradise. Mm.
Oh, this one is one that my wife got me on Valentine's Day. It was Merlot Cabernet. I've never had this one.
Merlot.
Normally I go with a little Cab Sauv, but
Caps off. So
This
what's
is
the difference?
good. Merlot is one of those, that was a hard hit, right?
That was a hard hit.
Yeah. So Merlot is kind of like that, you know?
Okay.
But so the Cab Sauv is just sort of like medium.
So I'm new to this. I mean, when people eat steak, they like to usually have like a nice little glass of wine.
Red with red, white with white.
Is it does it make it taste better? Like I said, I've never had it. I'm just more the guy, like, I'll just eat it and I'll have like a soda on the side, 'cause I'm a normie, so
Give me some beer. Yeah.
or a beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not your guy to talk to as far as like, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not fresh out the trailer like Kid Rock. You know what I mean? No, I've done the red wine with the steak, and it is good.
Okay.
It is good, but I also think I think that people make more to it than there really is. I mean, I've had my red wine with my red steak, and then I've had my beer with my steak, and it tastes just as good. So, holla. I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not the one.
I mean, it's all preference at the end of the day, right? Like if that's kind of your forte, you're gonna go with
If you
that.
want to be a pretentious little bitch, then yes, you're gonna be like,
Yes, we're coming out firing now.
the decadence of the Merlot is gonna complement the red. Yeah, shut up.
Fucking drink it.
Just drink it, you asshole.
There's a little strong. Was that
That's the Merlot for you.
no, but it's good. No, it's good. I mean, I can see why people enjoy like doing wine tastings and all that. It's just never been a thing for me,
There is one in Snohomish, dude, that is so good. It's right on their little main street.
Okay.
And it's whatever, I forget, man. I wish I knew. But anyway, it's the little wine maker on that Avenue D, I think is what they call it. And they let you do their sample. There's one that had it was a red wine. I prefer red over white, but this one had sort of like almost like a vanilla aftertaste to it. It was so good, and the bottles are a little pricey, but I dropped a little something on it.
Yeah. Okay, so I could tell even from the sampler you're gonna get pretty hammered because it's pretty.
Yeah, it's a good day to just like if you want to go with your wife and spend just a day with the wife, and Snohomish is a great little place for that.
It is cool. It is cool.
They've got some good restaurants, really good restaurants there too. And I guess for the older folks, they've got they're known for their like antique shops.
Oh, okay.
I've been in there and I've seen they have some like older comics too, though.
No
so
shit.
you might even like some of those.
I'll go check it out. Definitely.
Yeah.
That definitely sparked my interest right there. But we're talking about what is it? Red meat. So I was reading something about how they're talking about we have to move to synthetic meat because obviously
Bill Gates was talking about some shit like that.
So what do you think on that? Like, so tell me why are they saying that? Why are they saying that we have to move to synthetic meat because it's good for the ecosystem? Because I guess cows, something about cows, they produce X amount of something to
CO2 emissions.
You think so?
Well, that's what they say. They say that's been the age-long debate that cows fart too much and it causes too much CO2. Here's the thing, like, the Earth is a living, breathing entity, right? So Mother Nature is going to take care of the Earth the way it is, the way that she sees fit, and
she will.
So if she don't want cows anymore, she'll launch off a volcano. She'll launch off an earthquake. Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get caught up in all that. I think that we've been around for thousands and millions of years, however long we've been here, and we've been just fine. I mean, it's not like this is the first time technology has been on this earth. I mean, we've had the aliens helping with the pyramids, and they were eating cows back then.
Yeah.
So suck my
straight Tupac.
Hey, I'm not eating no synthetic. You're not going to get me on that. You're not. Shit. I'm eating the real thing. Bill Gates can eat it.
Yeah. I want to be curious to try it though, just to see like how close to the real thing it is. If we get to that point, what I'm saying?
So I tried one of those Impossible burgers.
The one from Burger King, right?
This one was at Blazing Onion.
Okay,
they have,
okay.
Same Beyond Meat. They gave them the patties or whatever. But the problem is okay, yeah, it didn't taste horrible. I mean, it didn't it tasted good. It was good.
Okay.
But the sodium is so high in that. Like, what are you trying to do? Give yourself a heart attack? I mean, you can't just like take something away and then try to replace it with something that's going to kill you even quicker.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
defeats the purpose.
Yeah, because like it's a kind of like almost resemblant to when we're talking about how these electric cars are going to be better for the environment, but making the batteries are just making the batteries, the process of doing so, it's going to be fucking,
making the battery. Yeah, all the mines. In fact, Tesla right now, Elon Musk he's running into a supply shortage.
Oh shit.
Of supplies. So, that's going to happen. And then also the landfill. Where are all these batteries going to go?
That's true. What do we do with all the garbage that when it gets overflowed? Do they burn it? I mean, maybe a stupid question, and I'm asking you because you're my Google. What happens to that garbage? Like when those landfills and all that, when it gets filled up, like what happens? Do they burn it or?
Well, the landfills, they just build on top of it, so that's why and then eventually San Diego, or is it San Diego? No, San Francisco. Okay. San Francisco used to be just one big landfill. And so, they would, their landfill, they would go out and out and out into the water. And so now I was reading an article one time, they had a big skyscraper for sale but they noticed it was starting to lean because it was an area that used to be part of the harbor. And they were like, nope, we'll just build a landfill. Well, it wasn't built to sustain that much weight. So now, the seller's like, well, shoot, like, how am I going to get my money? They're going to be out millions of dollars.
Yeah.
All of them, all those condos for sale in that skyscraper.
Wild.
So, but anyway, so landfills, that's one thing. You can just build on top of it as you need.
So Seattle's built on top of a landfill. Supposedly.
I knew that they had a fire, and I knew that they've built out and built on top of their old city, but that was a landfill.
I thought that's what I heard. I don't know.
Okay.
I know there's like an underground. We should go check out the underground ghost town.
Yeah, it's a good
Dude,
I've done that tour.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
took little Cassidy out there.
Yeah.
It's a fun one.
Really?
Have you done Wings of Washington?
No.
Dude, I haven't done it either because of COVID, but it's right there by the Big Wheel.
Okay.
And it's like you go into, you know where Fisherman's, the restaurant is down there?
Yes, I think I know where
It's like the restaurant that's right next to the Big Wheel.
Probably, yeah.
So anyway, so apparently what they've done is they took out part of that building on that pier, and they put in like this, almost like this roller coaster seating, and so then you're surrounded in this room, like this theater, and so the roller coaster moves with the ride, and then they can like cool the air, they can add the scents and all that weird stuff, and so you're flying through Washington. The state of Washington. And so you feel like you're on this little hand glider going through Washington. And they got the idea from California Adventures. Apparently they had a ride very similar down there. So somebody came up here and was like, hey, we're going to do that right there.
Wow.
So, and it's like, they're closed right now for COVID, but I think we're in stage 2 now?
Stage 2, and we're holding on to stage 2 since Inslee said we're not ready for 3. Loser.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yeah, let's just keep those businesses out of.
We've been fucking stuck in phase 1, phase 2. It's like, I don't even know what phase we're in anymore. I don't even pay attention. Oh, I just go by. Are the restaurants still closed? Oh, okay, they are. Okay, cool.
I know. We just went out to a restaurant and we ate for the first time.
Oh, really?
Out in Washington. It's weird because like you were sitting in this restaurant. We went to Famous Dave's.
Okay.
And
what do you think
about Famous Dave's or about eating out?
Well, Famous Dave's.
Oh, it's okay.
It's whatevs.
I don't want to say anything because what if they want to?
What are the sponsors?
Yeah, what if they want to sponsor us?
True. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll wait till that moment when we give a full
Okay, let
honest
me just
review.
be fair and say that I had a Caesar salad that day.
Okay, fair enough.
So if you want to know.
No, but does it feel weird to go back and like eating out at a restaurant? Doesn't it make you feel like, damn, this is wild? We were doing this like it was nobody's business back in the days. Now they put all these regulations and just like, stay 6 feet away from people and having to wear masks. Isn't it wild?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Like it's almost like you go, like you feel weird about it.
It makes me more afraid that come some bad flu season that the state or the government's going to try to take control and seize power again, So like if I were a business owner and I was especially in the restaurant business or the hospitality industry, I would be very scared. Like what? So they've done this once.
Yeah.
What would stop them on a year where there's a bad flu?
Yeah, that's I feel it, dude. It's this whole thing, man. Like I was just I posted up a video or a post in regards to that episode when we had our boy Brad here, and we were talking about how we think this whole thing's gonna unveil. And little did we know, like back there, we were talking about it, like not joking about it, thinking like it's not real because we knew it was a real thing, right? But to get to the capacity to where it did now, it's like, fuck, dude, it's been a wild ride so far, man. And I'm not seeing the I don't see the end of the tunnel yet. I really don't. I think it's gonna be maybe next year.
Well, and then they're talking about the stimulus money and like how 1.9 trillion.
What do you think?
I just
passed, right?
Stop doing this game. Just put people back to work. Stop playing this game where kids need to still be out of school just because the teachers are still getting a paycheck and are just vacationing and just want to continue vacationing. Stop the games.
Yeah.
We have the vaccines. Quit playing. And I'm just so sick and tired of it. It's just, and it's only states like Washington, California, Oregon, New York. Like, just shut up. Just go back to work. Follow Florida's lead. They don't have any less deaths than you or any more deaths. Like you guys just shut down your whole Madison Square. All those businesses, all that, and then and Florida didn't shut anything down. And everybody's still just like whipping and dipping.
Yeah.
Get people back to school and work and quit playing games.
They never closed down Florida, huh? Like
No.
they didn't, like at all. Like they never even took like that like those couple weeks of quarantine. They didn't do any of that.
None of it.
Damn, that's wild.
And they didn't see the deaths that New York saw. I mean, Cuomo was hiding the fact that that so many people in nursing homes were dying just because he wanted to attack Trump so bad.
Ugh.
And yeah, that didn't age well. So now, and he got hit with a sexual harassment. So they were trying to get Trump on Stormy Daniels. They were trying to get him on everything else. They were trying to impeach him, and then it turns out, we're the bad guys.
Your hands aren't clean either, homie. Jeez.
Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie.
Dude, he ain't that no more, man. That's wild. Yeah, I did read something about that he did hide the numbers of the people that died in those nursing homes. That's a fucked up shit, man. Honestly, when you think about that, it's like grandpa or grandma, over there, and they croaked and yeah. Well, I mean, so what was he supposed to do? Was he take it? I'm sure that he was supposed to like do something to help the situation, right? But he never did.
He never did. He was just like, let him die or something, some crazy thing. I don't know what he said, but he just didn't care because he wanted to hide all of that stuff. Like, if they were dead, it's no big deal.
So what was the purpose behind it, though? Like, what was his like, what was the intention?
Because he was trying to show that his whole way of doing things, he was that less people were dying the New York way. And they weren't. They were dying just as much as people as were in Florida that had an open state.
Yeah. I mean, listen, dude, I can just say that, if we just take the basic precautions, just mask up, and, obviously sanitize your hands, wash your hands, just, do the basic shit. And then I think if we let everything go back to the normal ways, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
I honestly think that, but I don't know anything. I'm not a scientist nor a doctor, so I'm just little me, just giving my opinion. So
yeah. And I mean, I'm not either, and I don't even pretend to be. Even on TV? I want to talk about, I saw you, I was scrolling the grams today as I was working around the homestead doing my home projects. And I saw you get tagged in a post by someone else. And I was like, oh boy, this is fun.
Yeah.
So talk about it.
So it was, I definitely want to give a shout out to Bobacom because their customer service there and just the way they handled the situation was more than what they should have done. They went above and beyond. I forget her name. I'm sorry, I'm horrible. I remember names. I forget my name sometimes. So, but a sweet lady over there at the counter she called me. So I've been collecting Pokemon cards again, right? I got back into the hype before it's become even more and more of like the it thing to do right now. Mm-hmm. And so I did a pre-order for the box that I was holding in the picture. This was like almost a month ago. And she called me one day saying, hey, your order's not going to be here. I'm so sorry. I just want to apologize. And I'm like, hey, it's all good. No worries. I understand that maybe, they got hit with the snowstorm, which I definitely want to talk about. I definitely want to talk about that here in a little bit. The deliveries got delayed. I definitely understand. Don't even worry about it. And she's like, okay, well, I'll let you know as soon as your box comes in. Again, I'm sorry. I'm like, yeah. So they called me a couple days ago, told me it was in, went over there, picked it up, and we were just talking. And she's like, again, I'm so sorry, for the hold up, but here's your box, hopefully you get something cool, blah, blah, blah. She's like, hey, can I take a picture? I'm like, yeah, sure. And boom, that's how the picture came about. But it was cool because, like I said, they came through with their word. They gave me what I needed and what I pre-ordered because I heard a bunch of areas where people pre-ordered the same thing, the same box. They're still backed up where they're not going to see it till like maybe they're saying June now. So it's I don't know. I guess it's that bad over there in Texas. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's how. Shout out to Bobacon. Go check them out. They sell all your comics, all your collectibles. They sell a bunch of Funkos too there.
Nice.
They have like a whole wall of Funkos.
Oh, I gotta check them out.
Yeah,
then.
it's a real cool collectible store on Everett Mallway. Go check them out. Awesome people that work there.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, man. That's all it was. He just took a quick picture, and I was kind of like, okay, boom.
Hey, man, that's cool though.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
cool because like, man, some people be acting full in that. Yeah. Like, hey, where's my cards?
Well, that's what happened before I got there. She said some guy was already kind of giving her crap about it, but it's like she can't do nothing. She's not the postal office. That's like, she's not making things happen to where they're not getting there on time. So it's like, people just need to be more understandable that some people can only do what they can, and it is what it is at the point. So yeah. But she was real sweet, and she just, I was just like, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so what? Tell me about this whole Funko, not Funko, but the Pokemon cards and the whole thing. I saw Miguel last night. I was on Miguel with Mines. Check them out.
Yeah.
but I saw him doing his live feed.
Yeah.
So talk about what is this game all about?
So it's actually a game. I've never played the game myself, but there's an actual way to play the game, and there's actually they hold like there's places that hold tournaments on, people duking it out. I need to actually one day really look and see how you play it, because I do it for more of the collecting purposes of the cards that are going to be the rare ones, or the ones that obviously the ones that people want to get. But right now, so the name of the game right now is you definitely want to get all the rare ones, right? And before,
How do you know if it's rare?
So at the bottom, at the left-hand side corner of the card, there's a little star. If it has a little star, it's technically a rare card. But it's changed so much from back then. So when I started doing it when I was 10 years old, which was a long time ago, there was only the cards that were called holographics. They were like shiny in the background. Those are the ones you wanted. Those were like the it cards that everybody wanted, right?
Okay.
So now they have secret rare, amazing rare, holographic, reverse holographic. There's various types of just different rare, type of cards. So like for one right now, the series that just came out from the box that I was holding in that picture, there's one called the shiny Charizard. That's the one people want. So what happens now, if you get that card and it looks in good condition, if you send it out to get graded, depending on what the card grades, and it's out of a 10 out of 10 scale, if you get it a 10 out of 10, dude, you're holding something there that in time is going to grow in value.
So say you get a card and you need to get it graded. Where do you go?
You go to PSA. PSA is a big one. Beckett, CGC. I think those three from the top of my head. There's a few other ones that I heard that are popping out more that are new, but people are kind of more going with the ones that obviously people are going with already. So PSA is a big one, and Beckett. So they're grading. They actually grade Funkos now too.
Oh wow!
So you can send your Funkos in to get graded. So like if your box is in pristine condition, if it's a rare one, you send it in there. They'll put it in an actual nice little case, and it'll say, the title of what item it is, and it'll give you the grade number. So if it's like a 9 out of 10, it'll put a 9, a 10 out of 10, 10, and it'll say pristine. So those items you want to hold, because like I said, down the road, man, as years go by, it's going to grow in value, dude. And I think that's, for me, the investment side of things, that's where I'm at more, because what I want to do is it's fun opening them and seeing what you get, because it's like the suspense of not knowing where you're going to land.
Yeah.
But for me, I want to do it because I want to hold on to them, let them grow in value, and eventually I want to pass down to my kids.
Yeah,
that's what I want to do. That's my name. So it's
that's awesome.
That's really what it's all about. But there's a big problem right now with a lot of people scalping this stuff. So they're buying it. So let's say the box is $50, they're turning around selling for $150. Easy. So people, I'm telling you, man, and it sucks because you have kids. This is okay, and I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna share this story because it bothered me. Because from a parent's perspective, this is why it bothered me. Right, I was in line, right, because they were refilling this machine at Fred Meyer's, where I live. There was one guy that was ahead of everybody. I think I was like the third in line. Behind me was a mom with their two kids, and there was a father with his kid, and they were waiting to buy something because their kid obviously wanted some cards. This dude was up there taking his sweet time, buying everything and anything from the machine. But little did I know, the person before him, literally wiped that whole machine out, so he can benefit off that and just scalp it and just fucking sell it for X amount of money, X amount of dollars or whatever. But what sucks is kids see that shit, or parents see that shit. It's knowing me, if my little girl were into something like that, and I see some fucking bozo there trying to buy everything out, it would kind of put me into in a certain way, in a certain mood.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck, you really have you have that many kids, you're gonna wipe out that fucking machine clean?
Yeah.
It would kind of it did irritate me a little bit. And but that's
Takes the fun out of it.
That's what people are doing, man. And I think that's one big thing that's happening, that it's a hot item. It's kind of like when in Christmas there's always that hot toy.
Yes.
They scalp it, they sell it for X amount of money just to make that quick buck. So there's a lot of people that are doing that. But then again, it's you think about it, I'm like, maybe this is the way to get money. Maybe this is their way to, make a living. But I don't really call that making a living, because it's, does it pay your fucking health benefits? Does it give you sick pay? It doesn't give you really anything beneficial, but actual good money they're up front. But I don't know.
Yeah, you would be a vendor at that point.
Exactly.
If you want to play the game, become a vendor.
Exactly. So yeah, man, that's really what's going on with it right now. That's kind of the name of Pokemon. Like I said, for me, I like collecting. I think you could with Funkos at one point. You got me into Funkos, and I was actually collecting them, and getting all the cool ones, like the exclusives. And for a time I was doing that, but I kind of put a halt to it because I ran out of space. So I just kind of put a pause on that, and I just started going with cards just because it was a nostalgic thing for me when I was small. When I was a kid. So that's what I've been doing.
Well, it's crazy because I didn't know that other people were doing it too. I saw Miguel, and he had a guest on his.
Yeah, man. There's a bunch of people that I know personally, that are doing the same thing. But what's funny is that picture you sent me. You're like,
I sent them a picture. I sent Eddie. So I saw Miguel's live feed last night, and so I sent Eddie and Miguel a picture of just because right now at McDonald's they're doing Funko as well, or Pikachu, whatever the Pokemon thing. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, here's the thing that Izzy got in her Happy Meal, and I sent it. I'm like, how much is this worth, boys?
And there's like the funny thing about the picture was on the top left corner was like somebody just bit it.
Yeah, I just mowed down like there wasn't enough fries in the meal.
Oh man! But little did you know, man, if you would have held on to that and got it graded, it would have been worth something.
Well,
say that. That's why I'm drinking.
That's why I'm drinking. I'll tell you a little bit. Okay, I'm drunk enough to talk.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
We have a little bit left. Yeah. So I'm going into the crypto, right? And there's one particular one called ADA.
Okay.
And Cardano. ADA is the ticker name. Can't get it on Coinbase, but you can go to Bittrex if you're in Washington, and there's probably somewhere else where you can get it. But anyway, so I'm, I dropped some G's, like multiple G's, right? G's. And I'm like chasing this thing. So the money that was supposed to come to my account didn't hit until, and it was like a day late. And so anyway, I'm like, man, Cardano is $1 right now. It's $1.
Yeah.
So I really wanted it at $1. And so I'm like, but then the money didn't come. Well, then the money came, right? It hit. And it's $1.10. $1.10. I'm like, oh man. And then it goes up to $1.15.
Oh shit.
I'm like, oh man. No. Okay. I'm gonna wait till it gets back down to $1. $1.25.
Oh, dude,
like, this thing is launching on me. This is not supposed to happen yet. Because I have 1,000 Cardanos, like 1,000 ADAs at like 90 cents, right? So I've already dropped a K on it, and then so I had, I wanted to give it a happy family, and so $1.36, $1.41. I'm like, why is this happening?
Dude.
Why is this happening? So I'm like, no, I'm just going to go to bed. I'm just going to go to bed and then hope that it goes down, So like, I'm not ready to drop because I want to buy on the dip, right? You got to buy on the dip. So I went to bed. I woke up like $1.40. It was like $1.45, right? Like whatever, it just dropped. I'm like, I better get this thing now because I feel like this thing is gonna launch.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm buying. It's $2 or whatever. So I buy it, and then I wake up. So then I went to bed. I'm like, okay, at least I got him. No big. And so I got whatever, however many Cardano ADA at $1.44. But and I wake up. All day today, it's just been trading for like $1.36, $1.28. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I should have waited, but it was just kept launching and launching and launching and launching. And at the end of the road, I feel like this thing is going to go so much higher that, this story will be funny to look back on and be like, oh man, remember when you were freaking out when it was like, $1.40 and, you wanted to be $1? Well, it's nowhere even close to that, like we're literally on Mars. Everybody's trying to take Dogecoin to the moon. We're already in Jupiter.
We're in a different galaxy at that point, dude.
Yo,
that's wild.
So
you went all in thinking like, fuck, it's gonna go higher and higher.
I thought it was just gonna go high.
Damn.
So
yep. It went back down, obviously, right?
It came back down. So that's why I brought out the phone. God, I'm drunk. This I tell you, this Merlot Cabernet.
I've had a little bit, and I'll tell you what, I'm feeling it. Like, it's pretty good.
So like right now, it's $1.20. $1.20. Yeah, so your boy is taking it to the shorts. But actually, I'm not even hating because as I get more money, again, this is all on the background. As I get more money, I'm just gonna keep, because $1.20 for Cardano is just a screaming deal. So anyway, I'm not hurt that it's that I've paid more, because I know that it's eventually going to launch. It's going to be everywhere. Do your research. Charles Hoskinson, check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Just look at what they're doing with Cardano, and it's amazing. Last week, Cardano was number 6 on Coinbase. It was ranked number 6 by market cap. And yesterday they took the throne. Well, not the throne, number 1 throne of Bitcoin, but the number 3 spot.
Oh shit! So they're climbing up.
Number 3. So they just did one day. So their market cap, it's pretty big. It's pretty big.
So you said something interesting that kind of caught my interest in this, was when you said that the Cardano, you said?
Cardano.
He the main dude, like I don't know,
Charles Hoskinson,
that he resembles a lot to Steve Jobs. So why? I want to know why.
Yeah.
What are the key the resemblances you see in that?
So Steve Jobs was, if you ever heard people talk about Steve Jobs, he was a brilliant man. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. In my iPhone, it's charging right now. Yeah. My AirBuds, they're over there too. And hopefully an Apple car is in the works.
Oh, dude, I have no doubts it'll happen.
So RIP to the God. Can you say that to someone who's white? I don't know if that's...
I don't know if
they only call black people gods. Yeah. So I just, I don't know if that's...
Angel?
He's still a god, Hey, listen, the Greeks did it.
Okay.
They called themselves gods all the time. So Steve Jobs is certainly in there. But no, seriously, with Charles Hoskinson, I look at him and I'm like, oh my God, he resembles Steve Jobs in every way. He's, a little bit of an asshole. He just says it as it is. And when he knows that you're doubting Cardano, he's like, doubt me. I don't care. I don't give a shit, and he really doesn't, because he is so confident in what he's doing with Cardano, with working with countries such as Senegal, such as Georgia, over wherever Georgia is, not the United States, Georgia.
Not the ATL, where the play is play.
Georgia. Yeah, we're talking about Georgia, not Georgia. But and they're talking about decentralization. Dude, this crypto technology is the future. And whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not, it's coming. So he reminds me, he's just brilliant. He's a mathematician, and he campaigned for Ron Paul in 2008. And so he's very libertarian minded. I'm very libertarian minded. I just want freedom. I just want freedom from the government, from all of the people that try to seize. That's why when I finally make it big, I'm out of Washington. I'm only in Washington because that's who's paying me the most money. But as soon as a less oppressive state that opens up their state for business, whatever, as soon as I can either make money through my investments, or another company comes along and hires me, I'm out. I am not staying in Washington. My wife knows that. I need more freedom in my life. Tired of feeling like I have all these handcuffs on me everywhere I go, about the car I drive and about the choices I make and the religion that I choose to practice and da. So, anyway, so he's just crazy like that. He literally reminds me of just a crazy guy. Doesn't give a shit about the money that he's making. Doesn't care. He was also the co-founder of Ethereum, which is number 2 market cap. And he's like, hey, you know what? Bitcoin costs a lot of money and takes a lot of energy to use. And so I'm getting out of, I'm no longer working with Ethereum. We got to work with something that is going to be used in multiple purposes, such as, your transactions. Like, when you swipe your debit card, you don't think about all the energy and all that. You don't need it to be $50 every time you use it, right?
Okay.
Ethereum, when I moved my Ethereum to my hard wallet, I lost, I forget how much it cost, but man, I mean, just the fee just to move it to the hard wallet, it was like, I'm like, it shouldn't cost this much. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had Bitcoin and I was moving it to my hard wallet, it would cost $300, you know?
Yeah.
So lame. But with Cardano, when I moved Cardano onto my hard wallet, it was 1 ADA. Okay. So at current cost, it was $1.20. So amazing, and it's just less energy, and it's amazing. I just encourage you guys to try to look on your own. And so I say two things, and I've been keeping a lot of this stuff quiet because I don't want to be the guy that tells you to go into something and then all of a sudden it's just a big bust, and then now all you guys are pissed off at me for saying the wrong thing. I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm investing a shit ton of money in Cardano, and I think that I think that Charles Hoskinson is the next Steve Jobs. He's the crypto Steve Jobs, and I think that Cardano is Amazon when Amazon was just a bookstore.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that because once we realize, and even I don't understand fully what crypto is all about, but I'm really jumping in and I'm learning a lot about it because I'm in love with everything that I'm seeing Cardano doing. It's going to be freedom like we've never had in this country. We've never had in our lifetime. And the fact that I saw Janet Yellen, our what is she? The Treasury Secretary, and she was bashing big Bitcoin, and she was right. Everything she was saying about Bitcoin was factually correct. But what she was leaving out was the fact that there were companies like Cardano that weren't using as much energy, that were more efficient. And so I think that the governments all over the world right now are feeling extremely threatened by Bitcoin. So it's really cool to see Bitcoin. I have no stake in Bitcoin whatsoever. I have invested $0 in Bitcoin. Only because any dollar I get, I just want it to go to Cardano, but Bitcoin is really fascinating to see because people see it as a store of value. Where Tesla 1.5 billion. Gene Simmons, he's a funny cat because he put in a lot of money in Dogecoin, and so I'm like, Dogecoin is like the joke of cryptocurrency. If you hear people putting in tons of money, and I so hypocritical because I do have money in Dogecoin as a joke, but it's not doing anything. It's never going to do anything. But all my real money is in Cardano. I do have some money in Ethereum, Chainlink, a little bit there. So, and then some other altcoins, but we'll see where they play out. But anyway, it's a fascinating world, and it's just one that I'm just fully immersed in. I feel like a nerd, and I love it. I love being a nerd.
No, it's dude. I mean, it's like your peak of interest in that, you know. And you tell me all the time, and you're really doing your homework, and you tell me a bunch of stuff. Like it's all new to me because I've never really dove into it, but it does pique my interest to know like this is something that eventually I feel is going to catch on, and it's going to be, you know, a new way to obviously the new way to pay for things, right?
Yes, not only pay for things, but like Jack Dorsey in September was talking about decentralizing Twitter. Imagine. So what does decentralizing mean? It means that President Trump would not have been banned. There's no central agency, no central spot that could ban a person just because people didn't like him. Trump didn't do anything to be banned, and a lot of conservatives didn't do anything. So I think this is going to be very, but I saw an article written about Bitcoin by a black entrepreneur that he was talking about why he was so deeply involved with Bitcoin. For its decentralization. So we used to have a thing in America called redlining. Are you familiar with it?
I heard the word before, redlining. Yeah, the term, as you can say, but what's the definition? So
basically a black family or a family of color would go to a lender and try to buy a home. Okay. And the lender back in the day would say, oh, well, you know, you technically do qualify for this loan, but we really kind of like this neighborhood to be white.
Oh, shit.
We want
Okay.
this, and that was a practice. That,
Racist as fuck. Yes.
yes, absolutely. And so what Bitcoin does is it literally, so decentralization I'm sorry, that's a smart contract. But anyway, so basically what Bitcoin does is it's decentralized so that you don't know who's giving you the money. All you know is that, okay, the money is there and the criteria has been met. So yes, you get the loan.
Okay, no questions asked.
And
nothing.
then, and it was so funny because I was reading, it was a black author, and he was talking about how a lot of black people should be getting into cryptocurrency because it's much more anonymous. And I was just thinking, okay, that's great, but replace every time you talk about a black person and replace it with conservative, and you're basically telling the same story and with the same reasoning. So, it's all about freedom. It's all about freedom. It's like, okay, so let's take a marijuana dispensary and let's take a gun manufacturer. Both are targets in the eyes of opposite sides of the aisles. There's a lot of pressure for banks to not do business with both industries. Decentralized financing takes that away. It says, okay, we are no longer we're going to cut the bank out of this whole thing. The money's there, and it's there through this whole network of everybody who wants to buy our product. So if I'm a marijuana dispensary, Bank of America never gets to tell me I can't spend money there.
Yeah.
If I'm Remington, no one gets to say you don't get to spend money there. So then, okay, so that's that. Also, there's a lot of manipulation on Wall Street when it comes to stocks. Right now, we're seeing GME, which is GameStop, a lot of hedge fund, lot of dirty people in all this. If we can get crypto technology into Wall Street, we can literally fix all this stuff. There's just so many things where this stuff is like, hey, we can keep everybody honest. We force people to be honest. And the government is getting there, and it's not just America, it's nations in Africa too. Nations in Africa, the youth, I think Kenya was one country I was reading about where the youth was telling their elders, we are doing this. We are doing this with or without you. You can't stop us. Bitcoin has gotten so big that no government can stop them.
Whoa.
So what I do recommend, and we're reaching some time where it's probably time to start winding down, and we'll end it at least on the Bitcoin tip, is if you do want to get into crypto, you can start with getting a Coinbase account. I personally, I'm all for ADA. I'm 100%. If I could be 100% portfolio ADA, I would. But I do like to. It's just a diversification animal in me. I like to be diversified a little bit, so I'm not 100%. But anyway, go to. You can start with Bitcoin, or you can start with Coinbase if you do want to go with a Cardano, and you're in it. There are 13 states that Binance. Go with Binance US. Binance US. That's the company to go through if you can in your state to buy Cardano. But there are 13 states. New York is one of them. Washington is one of them. Idaho is one of them. But they don't allow Binance. That's really the best one. But if you not, go to Bittrex. Bittrex, you can get it there, and then buy all of your stuff. And if you plan on holding it for a while, put it on a hard wallet or a cold wallet, and get it directly from like Ledger. If you're getting a Ledger, I have a Ledger. Go directly to the website and get it there and get all of that money off the exchange. There's so many people. So we're in the Wild West time. This is the time when people are going to make the most money, is in the very beginning when people are just learning about this stuff. So if you want to, I'm hoping so bad that this is going to be us nerding out about Microsoft when Microsoft was first around, or when Bill Gates or Amazon before Amazon got big, right, when they were just a book club. I'm hoping so bad that this is that time for us, and But either way, we're in the Wild West where things aren't as user friendly as they are going to be 5 to 10 years from now. And, you know, so anyway, but take these extra steps to get that money onto your ledger, your cold wallet, whatever company you want to go through. There's two big ones. One is Ledger. Another one, I think is, I don't know what the other one is, but I don't have it. But Ledger was the one that I went with. But anyway, get it off the exchange. There's too many people getting their money hacked from exchange. And there's so many scams. If there's anybody that says that they want to, that, hey, if you buy 50 Bitcoin from us, we'll give you 100, whatever. Do not do that. Do not fall for the scams. And there's just so many people losing money right now. Again, we're in the beginning. We're in the Wild West where people don't know what it looks like. So if you can, I just found an extremely valuable resource of a person who got me into this and has walked me through this, and hope to have him on the show. He has agreed that
for sure
to get on the podcast. So we would love to just nerd out for a session and just talk about it more than we did tonight.
Definitely. No, dude, I mean, you're spinning some real shit, man. I mean, for anybody, I bet you there's a ton of people that are interested in this type of stuff. So we're, you know, like I said, with this podcast, we're just trying to hit every angle we can. You know, we could talk about fucking UFOs one day. We could talk about crypto one day, or just, Bigfoot. You know, Bigfoot. Wink,
we got
wink.
that one in the works.
Yeah, wink, wink. But yeah, that's what we want to do with this podcast. Just be so diverse with it, and just not like, you know, like I always tell Brett, we're not a one-trick pony. You know, so we do it all here. So that's what we'll leave it at that. Again, yes, go check us out though on YouTube. Just search up the Tipsy Podcast. Sorry, and also on our Instagram at the Tipsy Podcast. Bio will provide a link for every platform that we're on, so it'll be just a quick click, boom, you're there. So check us out on that. But again, this is the Tipsy Podcast with another new episode. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.